Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host and game master, Ian Duncan, and I am joined with some very good friends and some very good players.
It makes me sound way more important.
Right? Like, way to put that pressure on. Damn.
Wow.
To the left of me, Jamie Lee-Bonés.
Hello. My name is Jamie Lee-Bonés, and I will be playing Lorna, or Elo, the modified medical droid.
And following that, with the silky dulcet tones, Alex Herrera.
That's way more ours. I'm Alex Herrera. I'll be playing Beegax Botano, the Doug Slicer, not Splicer. Slicer.
Splicers are Bioshock.
Bioshock, yeah. Or Batman Beyond, the people who inject themselves with the animal mutagens and they transform anyways.
You could be that too if you want.
Don't want to do that, no, because they die at the end of the episode, or they have to go to the hospital or some shit like that. I don't want to do that.
Let's switch to auxiliary power and get ready to blast off.
Nice, that's good.
Yeah, here we go. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Episode 5, Loose Ends at Lightspeed. After discovering the possible last known location of Gir Tu'Tey, newly allied Elo and Beegax Botano are anxious to leave Bothawui for the Socorro system. But before they could set out, the two tangled with a tough and treacherous Trandoshan. Their gallant gambles to overcome the relentless bounty hunter paid off in tenuous victory, but left brave Beegax benumbed and the disparate droid in disrepair. Have they finally put down their persistent pursuer? Can they make it to the outer rim before their pasts catch up to them? Is this an excessive amount of alliteration for an episode's exposition? Nothing is certain at the edges of the Empire, and answers are as elusive as missing memory.
Darkness. The familiar low hum of machinery and support systems. The kind that keep an outpost like Tabros Station alive, the heartbeat of the station itself. Beegax has only been here a couple of weeks, but it feels like months. Maybe because he's been hiding out in these like maintenance areas and where non-essential power keeps the lights flickering on and off and disrupting what time of day it is. Maybe it's the low gravity of this infrequently visited part of the station, or maybe Beegax is just sensitive to the fact that every second here, a chance to be found out. Something, though, cuts through this hum. It's like a high-pitched chime on the stolen Imperial slicing deck that Beegax has stashed in his bag.
So what's he doing right now?
What is he doing? You are on Tabros Station. This is before you have come to Bothawui.
How many days before we're supposed to leave?
You're supposed to leave today.
Today. So this is the day. Okay, so that's the day of he's trying to get some sleep before. And like you mentioned, it's in these maintenance hatches. I would say that the maintenance hatch that he's in right now is actually part of a really crappy, like dingy makeshift inn. Let's say some kind of GAN is running this inn, right? And Doug's and GAN don't get along because they are the two races who share Malastare. And when the Empire showed up, GAN were like, "Hey, we're in charge. These are our slaves." But Beegax didn't have a choice. He rented out the room for himself and one other person, his tiny compatriot, co-worker / current best friend, Chai Chai.
And he is not here at the moment. In fact, has Beegax even told Chai Chai that they're leaving today?
He would have told him, like, "Hey, whatever you could do, go get the stuff we need." Like, he probably would have given him a list. "Hey, buy these things. We're going to need them when we get to the outer rim. Keep low, but it's easy for Chai Chai to blend in." And he's pretty responsible. You give him a mission, he'll accomplish it to the best of his abilities.
Oh, yeah.
Because he wants to impress whoever he's with.
It's easy for Chai Chai to do stuff for Beegax because he likes to.
Yeah, he enjoys it. He's like, "Out anything for my friend." So Beegax would know there's no worries about that. So he would be trying to get some rest, and then he'd hear the chirping on the deck. He'd wake up. What a criffing day. And he'd just kind of crack his neck a little, get to the board. He'd like, and since they're sleeping in these really crappy low gravity hatches. They almost look like a storage closet, but like a little bigger.
There's like a little vent for air at the top or something.
And it has those like strands to tell you that it's actually working.
Yeah. There's a visual component, the fluttering, like you see at Home Depot.
There's a little tag next to it. Oh, if no air, please report to front desk. And it's just like, well, if there's no air, you're dead. Beegax will look at that, look at the chirping on the deck. He'll see a little indicator light. It's blinking red, and he'll rub his eyes and kind of use his extra limbs to crawl over, pull out the deck, place it right in front of him as he normally does. Has a little kickstand desk that he's kind of built from makeshift parts or things that people who have rented these rooms have left behind, and begins typing on it, opens the indicator, and what does he see?
It's a station alert, and it's one that he's not supposed to see.
Of course.
Yeah, but I mean, the Imperials have taken control of Tabros Station a while ago, and they've established their own protocols, their own security, and they control communications going in and out of this place. But what they don't know is that is exactly what Beegax has been trained for. And like day one coming in, Beegax sliced his way into this system because you got to have your eyes and ears, right? Especially in a place like this where you're in the bowels of the system.
Yeah. At the cost of no light side points, I might add. Okay, so what is what does the message say? What is it? I take it as some kind of like bulletin for officials and or security.
Yeah, it's not something that goes out station wide. It's only for security. And a ship has been seized, and it's been flagged for human smuggling. You recognize the transport. It belongs to a Doug that you've been in communication with, a Reltar Socorro.
Richie
is the other is how you know him.
Yeah,
yes, Richie is how you know him. This is his ship, and you're supposed to board it, but they have been detained. Yeah.
Okay. So he'll see this, and like immediately he gets that like ears ringing, stomach tenses up, sweat builds on his I guess his jowl, right? And he's just like, oh, Griff. Swallows a gulp hard, cracks his knuckles, and then begins typing away really fast. Begins some sort of credits transfer. Uses like the dummy accounts that he set up for Chai and himself, the emergency credit accounts with credits.
It's how you got here, right?
Yeah. Transfer literally all of his funds to Chai immediately. Finishes up, starts looking at ship manifests, ships that are allowed to leave under this new security bulletin. He sees just like transports for Imperials and like garbage waste extractors, like the things that take the garbage and throw them at the sun or wherever they decide to do with the trash. And that's the only one he can think of smuggling himself on.
And Beegax likely knows that there's going to be scans, searches, interrogations of everything going in and out of here. So he's got to leave now.
Finishes the deck, like using the deck, transferring funds. He'll send a quick communique to Chai. Meet me in the market, like level 5, right? Because you have to go up a couple levels, because right now we're in the crappy parts.
And as you do, you hear a soft like tapping on the vent above, and you hear a small nasally voice say, hey, can you pull me out? I think I'm stuck.
Yeah, just give me a second. No need for the message. He packs his deck, puts it in the bag, gets his bag, grabs his Imperial uniform, and as he's grabbing it, he's going to open the vent.
And a small, furry hand reaches out from this vent to you.
Pulls him in.
You pull this very small creature, sort of bat-like features, big ears, big flat nose like a bat, very amicable eyes, and in sort of just like a space onesie, like a jumpsuit.
What color is his onesie?
I think it's just gray, it's covered with dust too. As you pull him out, the two of you make me athletics check.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Oh no. Easy, normal, hard?
Average.
Average is 2. Mm-hmm. I'm learning. 2 successes, 1 advantage.
You pull Chai Chai out, and the advantage is you're able to do it easily. He obviously has no balance, and you feel him start to go way out from up top on this thing, but you're able to pull him and set him up on his feet, and just a cloud of dust comes out from this air vent. Yeah, and it's just floating there, and he brushing himself off.
I hate those things. I can't wait till we get off station.
I don't have to go crawling around in vents anymore.
It's gonna be a lot sooner than you think, buddy. We gotta go, but we can't go together.
What do you mean?
And he's gonna pull out a data pad and show him.
Richie's been flagged. That was our ride out of here.
Okay, so do we just wait for another one then?
No. The Empire's got control of the station. We gotta go, but if we go together, there's no passage.
Look, and he's gonna bend down a little to get this level.
I gave you all the credits. All you gotta do is find passage on one of those, one of those smuggler ships they got out there. Don't give them all the cash. You give them half. Tell them that's all you got. They treat you nice. They get you somewhere you gotta go. You give them the other half.
No, Beegax, I don't want your money. I want to go with you. I want to go together.
Listen, he's gonna grab him with the 2 free hands.
Listen to me.
Dust.
Yeah.
Poof. If we go together, we're both gonna get pegged. I can survive getting pegged by the Empire. They're gonna torture me for a couple days, whatever. But I don't want to see you break, friend. You gotta get the criff out of here. You got me?
Look, I know what we've been living. It's not glamorous or anything, but we could go hide somewhere else. We could save up some credits together, find another transport. We're doing okay.
Listen,
I know
Chai,
it's not.
You're not listening to me, Chai.
And he's gonna have his hands up like he's speaking like a mobster.
You're not listening to me. I know what they're gonna do. We both know what they're gonna do. We ran the security protocols. We know how this works. All right? Listen. This money's enough for one person to get on one of those smuggling ships. And I know they're smugglers. You've seen them. Scum. Great guys. All of them.
Of course.
The money's enough for you. Safe. That's all I need to know. That you're good. I'll meet you in the Outer Rim. That's a promise. I'm only as good as my partner, and I can't think of anyone better than you. Sharp ears.
And he's gonna grab his ears.
So you go out there, low profile. You got it?
No, Beegax, I don't want to be alone.
You're not. You pay these smugglers, they're gonna think you're loaded. They're gonna treat you nice. Pick one that's got different people in it, that don't look all the same. Avoid anybody that's got scales.
Where are you gonna go? How are we gonna find each other? Look. We can make money here together.
We don't got time, buddy. You see this alert?
And he's gonna hold the data pad again and tap on it aggressively this time.
This means we got 2 hours at the most. Not enough time. I'll meet you on, let's say Tatooine.
I won't be safe, Beegax.
You're gonna be fine. You got all the money.
I won't survive.
You're gonna survive.
And he's gonna grab his face. Look at me. And he's gonna be very sarcastic.
Look at me. Look at your little nose. Huh? Come on. When's the last time you heard of a Chandra fan getting killed?
All the time.
No, by smugglers. Come on.
He you hold his face and now you can really see his eyes, and he's he's almost to the point of breaking here, and he looks at you, and he his ears sort of go down. Beegax, please don't leave me.
It's not goodbye forever, my friend. It's just for a little while. Look, I'm gonna work towards getting to the Outer Rim. That was the plan, right? We get out there, do a couple runs, make some money, open up what do they do out there? Moisture farms, something like that, right? Come on. Besides, you're one of the smartest guys I've ever met. It'll be fine.
He looks at you, and now he just looks crestfallen. I'm only fine when I'm with you, Beegax.
And then he's gonna let his face go.
Look, Chai.
He sits on the edge of whatever makeshift bed you have.
I was gonna describe it. It's just one of those beds with the chains coming out of the wall.
Yeah.
That's super fast.
He just slumps on, and whatever mattress just folds, gives.
Yeah.
Just his back.
Look, I ran down a list of the ships. All right, There's one out there. It's called some Horizon something. Check that one out. All right? Seems like a safe bet. If anything else, the minute I'm free of this Garbo truck and you find yourself in the Outer Rim, I'll send, I don't know, like a beacon or something. Let's use the normal channels. Check it every day. As soon as you get to the Outer Rim. Not before. If you check it before, you're going to give it away and the Empire's going to figure it out.
Okay.
All right. You need to go first. Because they're going to come here and they're going to come looking for both of us.
You're gonna make me leave.
I'm saving you, friend. And I'll see you as soon as I'm safe.
He, puts his little hand on your shoulder and, gives a little nod. Then the door, opens up and he starts walking out of the room.
And then he's going to start, Chai!
Huh?
He's going to go through his bag. I would say at this point, we have a gun, a protectionist. He had a gun at one point. It's gunked up. It's got extra attachments on it, unnecessary attachments. And he's going to give it to him. Handle side first.
In case. Aim for the bigger parts of their bodies.
He reaches out his tiny little hand and takes the gun gently from Beegax. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too.
And then Beegax is just going to kind of tilts his head thinking, I have never had to do this before. Just this blank, not a blank expression, but he doesn't know what's the next step.
Get going. Don't got a lot of time.
And we see Chai, he turns around. His spirit is broken. But he wants to do this so that they'll be safe. And he's followed Beegax's guidance before, and it's gotten them here. It's kept them alive. And I think what we see in this moment is we're on Beegax and on his face, and as Chai moves away, the background just becomes blurrier and blurrier the further he gets, and darker, almost as if the lighting is going down. In fact, maybe that's what it is the station, this part of the station, the power is going out, and suddenly it's just Beegax in this darkness by himself. A streak of lightning flashes us onto the landing pad of a dunium ore facility somewhere on the planet of Bothawui. It's dark now, and a storm has rolled in, streaking the sky with dirty rain, thunder rolling through dark clouds, and the occasional lightning cutting its way to the ground and through the sky. Lights bleed safety orange in the distance of the facility, and klaxons wail behind the freighter ship, the Way, its cargo door open to the night. A slug shot, loud as thunder, explodes from inside, flashing white hot within the darkness of the interior. Inside, the droid, Elo, stands holding a slug thrower. Trigger pulled, their face emotionless. Two bodies lay on the cargo floor. Beegax Botano finally succumbing to the trauma of a close proximity stun grenade, slumps against the ship's walls, and an armor-clad Trandoshan lays blasted, limbs akimbo on the floor, bleeding a dark Icarus blood seeping from the edges of his protection. The skirmish has attracted unwanted attention as Bothan security and Imperial troopers turn towards the sound of blasters and slugs, and Elo hears the distant approach of voices over the din of the rain. So you're standing there holding this slug rifle, which you've called Snowball, or
Oh, yeah, you named
Forgot
it.
about that.
You named it.
which I love, but I want to Star Wars it up a little bit.
Okay.
So I think that what's written on the side is Snow Baal,
No, but
I'm
the
gonna-
sexiest
I love
Bothan
it.
name.
I'm gonna add a little thingy to. I'm gonna add a little mark to the A because there's no room for 2 A's anymore.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
Snow
Love it.
Baal. The way is still here on this landing pad. Now, Beegax had created a diversion that worked out rather well for the two of you in terms of slicing the information that you needed and keeping unwanted attention away from you because you've come under false pretenses. Your credentials are at least on the up and up, but you don't really belong here. People have been leaving for the day. It is the evening. There's a festival to attend to, and many Bothans are like headed for that to celebrate being Bothan and being relatively independent from the Empire. But all of a sudden, there's blaster fires, stun grenades, a huge shot, like lights exploding out from this cargo bay. It's attracting people.
Well, I think Elo standing with this slug thrower or Snow Baal you'd see the smoke sort of like simmer off the tip of it, and Elo is just going to look down at this Trandoshan and drop the slug thrower on the floor and walk over to Beegax and sort of try to like kick him awake.
Non-responsive.
Beegax seems to have finally passed out. He was fighting through it, but now he seems to be sort of like slumped lifelessly against the wall. He seems to be all right, but his consciousness, he has not come out of unconsciousness. And time is ticking down.
Ugh, I don't know how to fix your strain, dude. I think you're stuck being strained. So I'm gonna leave you here for right now.
I can imagine Elo just grabbing his head and moving it like up and down. I'm going to leave you here. And then she just moves his head up and down like that's fine.
In her monotone, I'm going to leave you here now.
Yeah.
Is this acceptable? Shake, shake, shake. Good.
In that case, I think Elo would run over to the cargo bay door hold and sort of look out, see that there are these people who are taking interest, and is going to shut the cargo bay door first, and then we'll head over to the cockpit.
Boom. You hit. Yeah, there's of course hydraulics and steam as the cargo bay ramp comes back up and folds back into the ship. The power comes back on as previously it had been shut off, and you are in the cockpit. You can see from out there, rain is hitting the windshield of where you are now and pooling in rivulets that are coming down off of it. So through this windshield, not only are these lights flashing, but you can see now people coming this direction. They're in long and extreme range from you at the moment, but they are making their way with haste.
All right. Well, coming into the cockpit and seeing this through the window, I think Elo is going to hastily sort of jump into the piloting seat and is going to do their best to GTFO.
You've tried this once before too.
I know. And she and they will say, all right, let's give this another fucking try.
You mean criffing try?
Another criffing try.
Make a piloting check for me, and
Okay.
I'm so glad that you're doing it. Like it turned out so well last time, like better than I could have ever imagined. And because you're under duress, like you have to get this right and quickly, it's going to be a hard check.
Okay, so that's 3.
Yes,
Right.
sorry, 3 purple.
3 purple.
Whoa. Oh yeah, I forgot that's all.
3 purples. Let me flip that.
Ugh.
2 greens and 1 yellow. So Elo is going to put their robotic hand on this sort of like thruster thing in hopes that this is the right button, and is going to just push forward, and
Oh, I see. Bad already.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I can see. From
4 successes, 3 disadvantages. So it succeeds
there.
with 2 disadvantages. Wait, can you help me?
Sure. Yeah, it looks
1,
like
2,
it
3,
is
4
succeeds.
with 2 disadvantages, right?
Yep, that's what it looks like from here. Yep. 2 disadvantages.
So you broke something, but you got us at it. First, I would like to say the first mistake is you called like the throttle the thruster thing.
The thruster thing, yeah. Maybe it's that Elo like accidentally put it into reverse and like smashes into whatever's behind.
Oh no! Oh yes,
and
you
then blasts forward where they're intending to go. So they do massive damage to this
No.
cargo bay
Oh, okay,
hold.
yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. In fact, the thing that you smash into is another ship that you had not seen previously year before. It seems smaller than the freighter, like a ship for only maybe 1 or 3 people or something like that.
You hit a Tesla. Is what he's trying to say.
But we're in the air.
Yes, and yes. And you crack the back of this into the ship. People down on the ground begin to raise blasters and start pointing them, but no fire is coming at you at the moment. But you can see them concerned as you fly away into the storm and up and out of the atmosphere of Bothawui. Now, those disadvantages, cracking the back of that ship, I think with all this excitement, the thrusters go on, the thruster thingy goes forward, and you go flying into the atmosphere. And when you finally get away from the roar of the ship breaking through, you hear like, whoop, 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 whoop. And there is just a little flash on your console.
Does the flash indicate what might be going on, or do I need to access some sort of system in the ship?
It does. You can look down, and even Elo can understand that you have hit some fuel reserves and are
I knew it.
leaking some fuel.
All that. It's because we got free gas last time.
Yeah.
We're being punished for our hubris.
But it is quite easy to shut off. In
Okay.
fact, indicates close fuel valve.
Okay. Click.
Done.
And as Elo fixes their damage, nailed it.
Now you are up in above the planet Bothawui.
Do we have enough fuel to get to Socorro?
You do.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay, so then could Elo set a course for Socorro and then go back to handle Beegax?
Absolutely.
Okay, I would love to do that.
Could you make me an astrogation check?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't even have. I have just 3 greens.
I
in that
have
one.
3 greens
Yeah. Damn. So we need like a
do
real
you-
pilot now too.
too. We need a meat shield and a pilot.
Yeah.
Because you're not under the duress of trying to fly out of here quickly. It's just an average astrogation check to set a course to the Socorro system.
Okay, and that's 2.
Yes.
Success! 2 successes.
Nice.
Hot hands today.
Yeah. Things are going good so far.
Well, now that you said that,
Wait, let me just knock on.
Particle board. Beegax has done the legwork for this part of the journey. He's already sliced identity and credentials for the ship. The last known communication with Tu'Tey was to spoof your codes, basically, or scramble your codes. And before he fell to this bounty hunter's grenade, Beegax had done this. So this is set for you to escape the Bothan space. Alex, what's the name on these credentials? Like, what's the name and the fake name that it's registered to and the fake name of the ship?
the fake name is Master Durgo.
Master Durgo.
That was the name I gave myself. I wrote it down. Luckily, I'm smart because I would have forgotten that in a heartbeat. The name of the ship, call it the Gray Wing. It's not menacing, but it's not a pushover ship. You know,
Right.
he likes to fly in style.
Master Durgo, the Gray Wing. Elo puts in the coordinates for the Socorro system. You have not been to Socorro, correct?
Have not been there.
Right.
Have no idea what even is there.
Right. Right. Well, the most you probably know is, I think I had you roll an intelligence last time, and it was kind of like nothing. You know that it's in the Outer Rim for sure. And the coordinates that you have set are based on hyperlane routes that are tested and true, so you should have no problem getting into Socorro space. Now, there is, and this would come up on your like indication putting in this thing, there is a asteroid belt that is in the system, sort of around the planet Socorro. And when I mean around, like it can't be seen from the planet's ground, like it can't be seen in the sky, but it makes traffic difficult going in there because you usually would fly in and stop before the asteroid belt and then fly in sublight speed to go through, and same way coming out, because you don't want to risk flying at light speed into asteroids.
The asteroid belt that's outside of our solar system?
Kind of, yeah. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you hit this throttle on the
Thruster thingy.
Yes, the thruster thingy, the other thruster
The
thingy.
smaller, the much smaller
Yeah, the
one.
very much smaller one. And the points of light that make up the galaxy become streaks of light all around you, and the way jumps into hyperspace. Now, there's a couple things to think about here. The first is seeing stormtroopers at this facility seems off to you. Seeing them in the city, like helping with security for a large-scale festival, that's not out of the ordinary, but Bothawui has this sort of like relative independence. Having them be at like a ore smelting factory, like that seems out of the norm for Elo.
Okay.
If Beegax were awake, this would not be uncommon. This is what's happening. This happened on Malastare.
Yeah.
And the Imperials are everywhere, and they are collecting everything.
It's worse for the Dugs, too. But I'm asleep.
Yes.
I don't want to wake you up, buddy.
Just
But-
let me sleep.
I guess.
And the other thing to think about is you now have a Trandoshan body on board here, leaking vital
airlock.
fluids.
Throw them in the furnace.
Well, now that the course is set, how long until we get to the system before we need to stop in front of the
Ooh,
asteroid belt?
there's a chart for that, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first thing that, now that we're in flight and on our way, Elo is going to give themselves some emergency repair patches, 2 of them, so that they can recover 6 wounds.
So what does that look like? What is that like? I imagine you've done these kind of repairs on yourself before.
I would think wherever the damage was from the blast of the grenade and the Trandoshan, maybe there's some wires from Elo's like abdomen sticking out, or some of her like plating has maybe been rustled through. So taking just like some screwdrivers and tightening everything up, or what is it called when you like have the little fire thing?
Welding.
Thank you.
You got it.
Words.
Or soldering.
Soldering.
Depends.
Even better, soldering. And Elo will begin soldering themselves back together, just with everything that's included in this emergency repair pack.
Yeah.
It's like scrap metal and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like extra sheet. Oh, metal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Circuitry and little wire kit.
It's a little bag of Legos.
Then we'll maybe go over and put Beegax in the med bay, so that
I'm
you're
still-
not just
I'm still in the
laying
cargo.
there in the cargo hold.
You go and pick up Beegax. His body is limp, but not too heavy for you, but still has that like wiry muscle to it.
Okay.
And you bring him to the med bay once again.
I'm gonna put my little Doug friend up on this table, but I'm also gonna bring the Trandoshan in here
Okay.
and set him up next to Beegax, all dead, and I want to like get ready to look through his shit.
Gotcha.
I want to figure out who he is.
You go over to the body of the Trandoshan. They're just like, or he's just sort of like laying there. The armor is blasted in the middle. It looks like scarred, like when you shoot a gun, it's like a big metal plate, it's like indented, or like a bulletproof vest or something like that. And yeah, you can see this like ichor just like pouring out of the sides of it. Roll me an average medicine check.
Average is 2.
Yes, 2. Thank
Two
you.
purples.
It's 2 successes.
Okay.
Just 2 successes?
Or no, 1 success. I'm sorry.
You can tell that this Trandoshan is still alive, if but barely.
You fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
The breathing is inconsistent and raspy, like
He's got one.
Perfect. All right. No, this is perfect. Elo is going to grab this Trandoshan by like the scruff of their neck and is just going to drag them into the medical bay. And as soon as they're in there, it's going to like tie them down with something or like handcuff them to something in the medical bay.
Well, I would assume there's some sort of like, I don't know what you don't want to call it, torture chair, but I can't think of the other word.
Like restraints.
Like a restraint. Yeah, because this is the medical
sort.
bay should be for like mental health as well. So I assume it's like if you got to inject somebody with something that they don't want because they might not be in the right headspace.
well, do you want to flip a light side point and say you've got some restraints in this medical bay?
You might as well.
Yeah,
You know
hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah.
That's the way.
Nate's going to use 2 later on.
They're there.
No, I can only use one.
Well, also, okay, here's just a side note. I don't know if I have any influence in this, but this was, what's your master's name? I forget already.
Borsk.
This was Borsk's ship. This motherfucker was legitimate, like, Bothan spy. Right? This guy, he was pretty up there. Like, he did some missions. He did some things with you. So I would assume he's got ways of making people talk on board the ship.
Right?
It might appear like a normal, it might just appear like a medical, like a massage chair or something, but really this thing is like, it's designed to get information out of
There's
people.
some weird sex stuff on this ship.
I mean, that's
we're
well.
trying to.
A light side point is very powerful. So flipping that over means that, yeah, for whatever reason and purposes, Borsk certainly has what at first glance seems to be for medical use, but can restrain a full-grown Trandoshan, certainly in this scenario.
Wonderful. I would love to put this Trandoshan in these restraints and go through his pockets to see if there. I'm looking for orders of like who sent this dude, like what is his name, ID, some sort of info.
In his pockets, well, first of all, he is out of grenades. It seems like he only had the one.
That's a plus.
Yeah. He has a heavy blaster pistol that is on the floor of the cargo bay, but you could pick up. And he also has a disruptor rifle, which is what he shot you with, Elo, and what you sustained much of the damage from. Please roll me an underworld.
Average?
My underworld's great. BT dubs.
Mine is not. But it succeeds.
Three's
Wow,
better.
I really do have hot hands.
What
today.
was the check? Average?
Average? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just a straight success?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know this disruptor rifle is hella illegal. Super duper illegal. You should not have this weapon. And if you carried it around in any civilized world, even uncivilized worlds, you would be drawing attention. It could be very expensive, but to the right buyer, which might be difficult to come by.
Can't resell at Rite Aid, basically. We're saying. Can't return this.
But it is a powerful, heavy weapon.
Oh, it's heavy.
Oh, we've got so many weapons now. This is great.
Yeah, and we barely know how to shoot them. So
It's perfect. I think just piling up the weapons maybe on a counter or something. I'm going to let you handle that because I don't think you have any blasters or anything.
I have one.
You do?
I stole it.
Oh, okay.
I was given it by a stormtrooper.
Well, still, I think just putting them on the counter for now.
Yeah.
And how would I go about finding any information on this dude?
Well, you do come across like a pretty standard bounty hunter license. It is registered. You can tell a name on it at the very least is Skink.
Ew.
What a skank.
Other than that, he doesn't have much
Okay.
else on him. You can, however, roll me a perception check. We'll say average, so 2 purple with a black die.
My perception is so bad.
Oh yeah, this is not a great skill for you.
It's
if I
a
remember.
really bad one.
Yeah.
You said with one black?
With
2
one
purple
black.
with one black?
Yes.
But damn, that's a
It's so bad.
wow. How many? I barely see any green in your hand.
I have 1. Yay! Oh my gosh, did I do it?
I think you
I
might
can't
have.
see what this one is.
It
It's
looks like two
disadvantages.
or
Okay,
two
so
threats.
2 success with 2 threat.
Pulling this Trandoshan up into this position and like gripping them by their armor, you pull it away a little bit from their chest and you can see a tattoo that looks like concentric black circles. So like a dot and then like a circle around it kind of, and little like rays coming off of it.
Oh shit.
But the threats are, you don't know what this means.
Alex knows, I believe.
Does Alex know?
I think Alex knows.
You probably do.
Would Beegax know?
Beegax,
Beegax might know.
Yeah, he might.
Beegax might know?
Yeah.
Wake the fuck up, dude.
I can know metagame, so
Well, I think maybe Elo would, seeing that this is a little odd, maybe would just take this in for another second, being that I would assume they have quite a good memory, if not photographic memory.
At least solid state.
Right? So that if they see this again, they'll be able to recall that this is the same thing, even though they don't know what it is.
Gotcha.
Okay. Elo would try to tend Beegax's wounds with one of my packs.
We're running out of those. What do I have to do for that? Anything? Or
I think Elo just sticks you with the pointy end.
Heal 5 wounds.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, wounds.
You puncture him with this. Is it from inside of you, or is it something that you pull out?
This would be something that I pull out because it's, I have a limited number of them. So I assume that it's in whatever medicine first aid pack Elo keeps on them.
That's right. Yeah.
And would pull it out, and it probably is sort of more like the EpiPen of healing. I would assume she would like jab it into Beegax's chest and plunge it through, and then he would just with a giant gasp sort of recover those wounds.
And you find yourself on the way. There's a Trandoshan passed out to your immediate area, the one that had caused all this trouble, and Elo.
what a scrogging night.
And he'll move. Because I'm not fully healed. I'm 7 out of 12, so I still have some. I'd say that shot that went straight through left a scar forever. Like it was a serious shot. If you didn't help him from behind that garbage can, he would have bled out. So he just looks down.
That's cool.
Gets off the table. His first 2 legs hit the cold medical bay floor. Looks at the Trandoshan.
Not so tough now, huh?
And he kind of does the flinch thing that I just did, but you can't see it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Finally, you've awakened.
Oh, sorry, boss. You know, it's not every day I get shot. I don't know, 10 times. I lost count after the first one, to be honest.
And he points down to the scar. Because I'm assuming he doesn't have the shirt isn't on, but the lower part that's covering his nether regions is definitely on.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, Beegax, he has some class. So Beegax will, after pointing down at the scar, looks back to Elo and at their glowing eyes, says,
Well, thanks. I assumed that this one's you.
and there's like a needle injection point, like pretty close to where the other one was when you saved him from behind the garbage can.
It is what I do best. And Elo's going to stand up and sort of like not shove, but is going to pass you this disruptor rifle and walk over towards this Trandoshan, cross their arms and just say, and what do we do about him?
And I look at the disruptor rifle.
Oh, this is hot stuff. I don't...
He's gonna gingerly put it back where the other weapons are on the medical table. On the medical table against the wall, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And you hear it clank on the table, and he like walks away from it, and looks at the Trandoshan.
What do you mean? What do we do? He's dead.
Not quite, though we should,
Well,
maybe could, finish him.
What?
and he just he Doug runs up to the Trandoshan, grabs him by the collar.
What do you mean he's not dead?
And at this point, you're close enough to see, like, there's just like sticky, icky blood coming out, and his face is
It's
just like
because
half of it is like blaster scarred, like the eye is like closed.
If we let him live, we've definitely made a mortal enemy.
Yeah, he's not living. So Beegax sees this.
Criff.
He looks at the disruptor rifle and then shakes his head. No, that's too much.
Elo, you got sedatives? I mean, this is a medical bay. There's got to be.
I mean, I that seems pretty standard medical stuff. Do I have any sedatives in here?
What do you want the sedatives for? Just to
I'm gonna
keep
drug
him
him to kill him.
sedated?
No, then I'm gonna overdose, kill him. Well, he's gonna pass away peacefully.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, Beegax. So I would say that because of the memory of Chai Chai, that he kind of. I'm assuming that I just went through it. He's kind of. It's like sensitive point +2. Like he's right now the aggressive bone in his body. It's not active. He's not here to. He's not. I'm not gonna cut his throat. I'm not gonna shoot him. It's more like this guy was bad, but every living creature deserves, he believes, a peaceful death. Right, at least right now, where we can control it. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna feel good about using, first of all, a disruptor rifle. That's like finding like chemical weapons. That's like anthrax.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shove anthrax.
Plus, not great to fire in a spaceship in space.
Definitely,
Right.
yeah. Well, I don't. As far as Beegax knows, they're not in space. He doesn't. Oh, unless he hears the humming. Maybe he hears the humming, but it's like it hasn't registered yet.
Yeah, you can hear the hyperspace drive. Yeah.
So Beegax will just kind of be like,
This is a medical bay, right? You got medical stuff here.
So I would say likely you do have sedatives here.
Yeah.
If you want a lethal amount, though, that might be a light side point.
Right. I would honestly, Elo would probably respond with, well, of course. However, medical supplies are supposed to be used in medical emergencies.
Yeah. Assisted death isn't really an emergency, I guess.
I'd hate to waste them on this scum.
Yeah, good point. I'm not gonna argue with you there. Okay.
We could sell him or throw him out of the airlock.
No, sell.
he's gonna be kind of taken aback.
Oh, did I say sell? I didn't mean sell. I meant we could find him
Whoa,
a
whoa,
nice
whoa,
place
whoa,
to
whoa,
live.
Wait.
He's gonna walk up to Elo kind of slow,
Rewind that for a second.
and then he's gonna remember the cots in the cargo area, and he's gonna be like,
Did you and your master, did you sell people?
I'm a modified Elo and droid. That is my main purpose.
I
and
didn't
function.
ask what your purpose was. I'm asking if your master sold people while you helped him.
Borsk was known for transporting many things, people being one of them.
Okay. That's fucking great. Okay, well. I guess, yeah, airlock is too dangerous, too brash.
he's gonna take out his Imperial pistol and kind of turn it on, or however you activate it, turn off the safety. Hesitantly look at the Trandoshan on the table.
If I were him, I wouldn't want to be like that either.
He'll go up to him, and then as he has the gun ready, he's gonna look at his chest and think, okay, I can aim for a heart. Trandoshans, I think, only have one heart, I hope. I don't remember.
I think so, yeah.
And as he does, he's gonna look at his chest and see the
What the griff?
open up the shirt a little more. And do I see what it is?
Yeah. Do you want to make me an underworld
I
check?
definitely do, because that's one of my best. Average, hard, easy.
Oh, snap.
Average. It was average. You did average, right? Yeah, we'll call it average. So two. Yeah.
I got it.
Now we're getting it.
My hands are sweaty because I'm hoping it's not who I think it is. Oh God, please, Jesus. That is Moot.
Beegax doesn't know
Okay.
what this is. Yeah.
Well, must not be that important.
He's gonna say under his breath, like, the most basic of basic Doug faith creeds, like something. It's just like, because they're very simple, like, people. They're not as organized as they were a long time ago, especially now under Imperial rule. So he would be, just like, may you find success wherever you go, here or in the afterlife. Just like something simple like that. And he'll point it at his head that's exposed, right? Or he'll try to take off the helmet first, and then maybe find like
Point the gun.
the heart or the spine, like probably like the head. It's like stop brain activity. He'll like,
What are you doing? I'm putting you out of your misery, you scumbucket. Or would you rather I just let you bleed out in here? You're gonna try and kill me. Okay, I can let you bleed out if that.
and then he kind of backs up.
Is that what you want? Okay, so you then let me help.
Don't kill me.
God, one of these. Oh, big tough guys.
He looks at Elo and he's saying this.
Go out there, hunt hundreds of thousands of species, kill them, no questions asked, and then when it's your turn to punch out, you cry about it.
This isn't fair.
No, isn't fair. You know what's not fair? Getting shot and then having that laser blast go straight through me and crash what could have possibly been a new bike for me.
Not a warrior's death.
Oh, God, that's right. Oh, Maker, that's right.
And he'll look at Elo.
They're hunters. They like to kill, and their death has to be all great and crazy. Then what is a warrior's death?
Undo these binds.
That's a hard no. You want to fight like that?
Put a weapon in my hand.
Ah, boy. Look, friend. You almost killed me. You almost killed my friend here. You really think I want to undo these binds and give you a gun?
Just the deck. That's all I want.
No, that's a no. That's a no. That's my ticket out of almost everything. Try again.
I could take it. And a finger. Maybe your eye.
Beegax looks very upset at all of this.
No, come on. Keep going. You're really selling it. Go ahead.
Keep your life. And escape.
And now he's getting upset.
Escape. I can't escape right now.
And then he's just gonna fuck him.
Blaster fire goes through this Trandoshan. There is like just a smoking hole in his head, and his body just goes limp against these restraints.
And then he's gonna put the blaster pistol away, look at Elo and says and say,
"We gotta find some muscle. I'm not gonna do that all the time."
and he's like visibly upset from doing this. It's like he doesn't take pride in killing, and he especially doesn't take pride in killing somebody whose last request was to like fight fair. But he's like, no, there's no way. There's no way in hell he's gonna fight this thing. Mm-hmm. After what he got hit by a bike, and he still came after him. So as he says, we need to find some muscle. He's gonna put the gun out. He's gonna put the blaster like on his holster. I'm assuming he has a holster for it.
Sure.
From his former Imperial uniform, and he's gonna just kind of stumble out of medbay and then just like without looking back,
I'll be in the cockpit.
No, it's fine. I'll clean up.
And he looks back.
That is your domain, Doctor.
Elo is going to shut the door and lock Beegax out.
Oh, okay.
And we leave Elo in the medbay with this smoking body. The door shuts us out for that, and Beegax makes his way solo into the cockpit. And as these lines, I mean, if you didn't know now, it's very apparent.
So walking into when he makes that turn, he'll see the points of light moving into those striated lines. And he'll realize, we're on our way there already. And then he'll look back.
Oh, they did it. Okay, good.
And then just sits down.
And those lines of light now receding back into distant stars as you drop out of hyperspace. And the way finds itself floating in Socorro space. This like band of asteroids floating out here like ice and rock. Behind that is the dark and sort of like dusty planet of Socorro, a large red sun. What are Beegax's thoughts as he sits into this chair?
So he'll think first, we made it. And then immediately, as soon as he realizes they're in the outer rim, he's going to flash back to the memory, and he's going to pull out whatever the onboard computer is, and he's going to look for that special frequency and see if there's some sort of ping or something that's being layered underneath all that like space noise, the radio garble or the transmission garble of whatever is happening, shipping lanes or whatever is kind of coming through this particular channel, and he'll wait and see if there's any blips or beeps.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, just Beegax in the cockpit of the way. He's just waiting for a message, waiting for a signal. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crit, Empire's Edge. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by giving us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It's a simple thing that will really help us grow the show, and we love to read your feedback. For more information about the show, visit @RespectTheCrit on Twitter and Instagram. Beegax is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find on Twitter @AEHerrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Elo is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find on Instagram @jamielee.bones. I'm Ian Duncan, your GM and MC, and you can find me @idunks on Twitter and Instagram. The original music featured in the show is provided with permissions by a variety of artists and are linked in the show notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to check out more of their work and tell them how much you like the show. The Star Wars role-playing system and books are published by Fantasy Flight Games. And remember, whatever the system, whether it's a miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and may the Force be with you. You will soon discover I have maybe 4 voices I can do.
Oh, yay.
You want a cup of Jawa juice?
I just watched that again recently. It's so annoying.
How do they know what a 1950s designer is in space?
Right? Come on. The truth is out there.